We're preparing the live stream. Preparing and setting it up. And we are on the YouTube channel. Yes, folks, we are. And I'm starting the recording now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Mandalorian After Show here on JLJ Media. It is the recap for Chapter 11 of Season 2, Episode 3. It's
a lot of numbers.
All these numbers. I'm James Lott Jr. And of course, my co-pilot. I couldn't do it by myself, but I'd be bored to tears. Ryan Nilsen.
Rilo Wren in the building, and I'm ecstatic. We're gonna get into why. But how are you doing, James Lott Jr.?
I'm doing great. This was a great week. This was a great episode. I think I just saw you on a few days ago because we did the other show a little later than we normally do.
That's right.
I was like, did I just see you? But yeah, so folks, thank you so much. We are so happy. Again, you guys are showing up for the, I guess you guys don't want to look at us. You're showing up for the downloads. So thank you for listening to the podcast listeners. Hello, podcast listeners.
Hello.
For listening. Thank you so much for all the spins and downloads. I'm like, wow. Okay,
thank you for downloading us.
Yes, we are attractive, man. You can look at us if you want to. I think some folks are looking at us, of course. I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat room. Make sure I can.
We'll be checking out that live chat throughout.
Yes, we're checking it out. We say hi to you, folks that do come in. We're happy you guys are joining us. Okay, I want to. Hi, Kristen Marie. How you guys are in there? Okay, so before we start, I want to show you guys something because this is a kind of. Oh, so if anybody didn't see this, follow JLJ Media on all social media platforms. I released the JLJ Media Christmas specials and schedule.
Ooh.
Yes. We have all these shows I'm doing on this network that are going to have different Christmas themed things. And one of them is the Darth Vader is Your Father Christmas special, which will be about how it went disco Christmas in the 80s and the new Lego Star Wars Christmas extravaganza happening on Disney Plus. It's coming out, I think, in 3 or 4 days.
I think it's November 16th.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure I'll be doing both. I'll be talking about both those things on the Darth Vader is Your Father at Christmas time. So you'll have that going on. But meanwhile, I haven't done it in a long time.
What are we about to reveal here? Oh my goodness.
So I collect Monopolies, and Ryan knows this. On his show on Popcorn Talk, I brought the old Star Wars Monopoly from the 90s. Remember, I brought this to the show. I went to Target yesterday. I will be doing an unboxing on the Darth Vader is Your Father podcast of the Mandalorian Monopoly.
Oh my goodness. Monopoly. Wow.
And I have not opened it up yet. I haven't looked at the board yet. So if you want to see what's on this and in this, look at Ryan's face. Watch Darth Vader next week. Darth Vader is Your Father. I'll be doing an unboxing of this.
When does it air, James? When do you go live?
I start reading it.
Just start reading it, yes.
Yeah, Bounty Pucks, Camtonos. Oh, look, the little baby. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this will air next Wednesday on JLJ Media. I'll be showing the actual unboxing of the man. I got this on sale for $14.99.
Oh, steal. A steal. Yeah. Well done.
Your face was worth it.
I didn't know it was Black Friday already because that's a great price.
Yeah, I know. So sorry, they're already getting it. I was like, okay, I'll take it. It's between that and another one, but I collect Monopolies, and one day I'll share my Monopoly collection. But I've started. So I had to get Mandalorian, so we're gonna do an unboxing, show you all the different who you can be. I guess who can you be? I guess you can be a Mandalorian. You can be the child. I'm curious.
I wonder what the pieces are. Yeah,
exactly. I have not opened it up or really looked at it yet. I don't know what the board's gonna look like.
Ooh, I bet it's like I bet there's a helmet's one of them. Maybe like the floating pod is another. What else? We could be maybe. I'm just guessing here.
They don't say
throw your guesses in the live chat. Actually, like what would you from the Mandalorian would you want?
As I glance the board, I'll tell you one thing they have. Hover Prada.
Wait, his ship perhaps.
Oh,
the crest.
I can't read. Hover Pram. That's his little thing. Helmet is one of the squares.
Brilliant.
Chest plate.
Ooh. Oh, so it's like pieces of his armor, maybe.
I guess. Oh, anyway,
like that. Well, that's all we're gonna go.
And I'll just go to see that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, and hello, you guys in Australia, because you guys apparently love that show of mine. So thank you in Australia.
Aussie.
Yeah, Aussies. Okay, with the Vegemite sandwiches and stuff. Okay, this episode, we have so much. I mean, it's bad. And actually, what's funny, Ryan, it was the shortest of the three so far. It went back down to 30 minutes, basically.
Was that not your first inkling. Like I always check the runtime even before I watch it.
Me too.
It's like, well, how long is this one going to be? Yeah. And I at first I thought it was like bad sign. It's a short one, bad sign. But I don't know. Like I was a little worried because episode 1 was so great. Are we getting into it? Am I jumping the gun here?
No. You're fine. So far, I know we're just kind of saying about the episode because I want to tell you something, Ryan. So last night I waited till midnight. I kept pressing the button. Like not there yet. 12:02 Pacific Standard Time. I watched this show, Ryan. I watched it till 12:41 or how much it was. 12:30. I watched it. I did because literally I was like, "Where are you? Where am I?" I'm sitting here at my computer, hitting Disney Plus, refreshing it. Me and my baby Yodas, we're all refreshing it, and then it came on, and I couldn't help it.
Yes, I mean the runtime might not have passed go and collected $200 like your Monopoly kid might have given it, but for me, I was worried about that. The first episode was great. Second one, solid. Not as good as the first. I think everyone can probably agree on that. We just weren't as thrilled by that second one. And then you see that runtime, you're like, oh boy, are we getting a little cheated this one? Are we just gonna like another thing with the frog lady? What's gonna go on? And I can tell you, I was wrong about that inkling because what we saw was magic.
And there's a lot of great moments, a lot of Star Warsian moments. I'm making up words. Star Warsian. Very much. There were a lot.
Oh, I mean, I gotta tell you, I was even talking to you pre-show here. My feelings about this episode, I was so shocked, so happy. I even tweeted this morning, right after seeing it, I have never gone from being so triggered in one moment to being so emphatically excited in the other. And we'll talk about that scene later. But I mean, this had everything. This had laughs. This had emotion. This had surprises. And I think, this had thrills that were exciting for diehard fans who may have seen extended content like all the animated shows. And then it was also great for people who haven't seen that. This had it all. This was a home run by every check mark in my book. How did you feel?
It was good. Again, hello to the guys. Hi, Michael B. Hi, Sam. It psyched me out a couple of times. I thought it was going to go one direction. It didn't. It went the other direction. People survived. I thought they wouldn't survive. It had become a monster of the week. I thought it was going to be at first. I thought it was another monster of the week. I'm like, oh my God, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was like I said, it had a lot of Star Wars moments to me, like you see in Star Wars. It packed a lot in 36 minutes. I mean, I was really impressed with that because I write short content, and it's always hard to get a lot of things across in shorter content. You could be done, and clearly it was done. But I agree, this episode was the best of the whole season. I love the first episode, as you know, we both loved it. This was the best so far of the season. It had so many different things going on. And the acting talent and just the people. We'll talk about all that too. And yeah, so we'll get into it because it was such a good thing. So of course, it's called The Heiress, written by Jon Favreau, directed by the daughter of Ron Howard, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Howard.
She did a great job. I like the direction of this. I mean, I like the feel of this episode. It felt like a fishing planet. It felt very watery.
I mean, she absolutely killed it. I think she did one episode in season 1. I was actually going to throw some trivia out about that, but she's an incredible director. Obviously, her dad, one of the most seasoned, well-renowned directors of all time. So who better to learn from or even take notes from? And I mean, he having done Solo, Star Wars is in this family's blood.
Yes.
And she killed it. I mean, just every beat, the pacing. You're right. I didn't even feel the runtime. It felt like an hour long.
I know. It went by. It was smooth. It was very smooth. We got all kinds of action, love, in between we got funny things, everything. Okay, so yes. So it opens up with the frog lady, because that is her name, folks. Somebody said, is that her name? That's her name. They didn't give her a name. It's Frog Lady.
The frog lady. That is her name.
I know they used to give because they usually give names to things, even creatures. There's no name for her. She's Frog Lady. The child of Mandor is sleeping on the ship. They're on the ship still. That ship. I wrote. This is what I wrote down. That poor ship is going to be soon. It's going to need MacGyver to put it together back in the air. And literally at the end, it was put together string and spit. It was just like, I mean, it's like, I guess it's kind of joke that this this ship is going to go through a lot this season, I guess, right?
Yeah. It's on its last limb, and that was the first frame in the trailer for this season that we got was the opening shot of this episode. Like we knew something was going to go on with that ship, and it just barely makes it to its destination. That was that cliffhanger we ended on last week, picking up right after there, right where we left off. Just barely landing. I love the bit. The landing alone, the opening of this episode was so intense. Yeah. That from the jump, I was like, wow, that's one of the best openings in this whole series, because great little fake out where it's about to just crash land on the platform and it just dips right into the ocean. Love that. The execution is flawless.
I agree. Hello, Flobito. He says, Rye Guy.
Flobito.com. New content every week.
That's right. No, yes, I wrote down suspense. I wrote down because he was like, we can catch on fire upon entry. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm like, what's going to happen? I was like, I knew obviously they were going to die because the show would be over. But even with knowing that, Ryan, I still felt suspense. Like, what's going to happen? And I didn't realize it was going to be watery. I didn't realize it was going to be this watery planet. I didn't realize it was going to be that either.
And really unique thing about this planet. So I think this planet was Mon Calamari, which
I love that. I just love that.
Love that. And that's that. This planet actually has popped up in some Star Wars stuff in the past. There was this like Samurai Jack style cartoon of Clone Wars before the Clone Wars we have now that came out, and so there's a whole sequence that took place on this planet. And I really, I wish I had guessed that, because it's pretty obvious when you think about it. It's all these fish type creatures, and I mean, this is a frog lady. Of course, she'd be going to Mon Calamari.
Why didn't we think of that?
Of course not.
Makes
total sense. And so I love that little detail, and all the beings, from like squid people to, I mean, we see someone with the same species as Admiral Akbar. Watching him as he descends, incredible.
I agree. I know, but I said the feel. I mean, like I said, the direction and the sets and everything. It felt like this seafaring kind of fisherman. I mean, it felt that way. It felt wet.
It felt wet.
It felt wet. It didn't slippery. It was very pirate-like. Coming to a con pirate. It was very much like Pirates of the Caribbean, so to speak, but in space.
Definitely,
it had that feel, and I was like,
it had that feel of being on like the docks, and the whole planet is that feeling. And we even heard the term pirates throughout the episode. I definitely think it's very applicable to this setting.
Yes. So I agree. So I wrote down suspense, plops into the water. Frog lady sees her man. So the frog lady does survive, Ryan.
Someone in the crowd just seeing all the people run by and like, oh, where is he? And then
I know, it's so cute.
Reunited.
It feels so good. It was
shed
so
a tear.
Cute. It was so cute.
It was very cute.
And that's what Star Wars does. Star Wars has those moments, and I'm glad that they actually included that with the side character. Because still we still felt something, because that we had that whole journey from the episode before where eggs were left. It was kind of funny to see them come together.
It was so great to see them come together. And I mean, Mando just went right down to business at the point. Like they were still in the middle of their hug, and he's like, "You who looks like me? Show me someone that looks like me."
I know. I was like, yeah, he's a little busy. He has a mission. I wrote it down and said, like, he's on a mission. Everything is about him being on this mission. I mean, he has a mission to deliver them to the Jedi, I guess.
Yeah. No, definitely. I definitely agree. I think. Yeah, right down to business, not wasting any time. And then they go.
She helps. She does. So she don't cross them or anything. She completely, they go to this kind of, again, they love these like inns and tavern. They love this kind of, very Star Wars. They do that. That chowder looked nasty, I'm sorry. And when they were plopping in it, there was like, I'm not like chowder, but I'm like, not like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, and after the husband helps, he just points, and you see Sasha Banks.
Yes.
Who you're like, what is this, a cloaked figure? I mean, again, seen from the trailer. Who is this? Is this a Jedi? Is this a Mandalorian? Is this just some random person? Like, people have been speculating up the wazoo about her, and finally, boom, there she is. And again, it was similar somewhere in the crowd, but then she vanishes.
Wait, so what was the guy's name of the three?
I guess it's the frog man. The frog.
No, I mean, as we get to a little later, the three people we're going to talk about in a second. The guy.
Right. His name was Axe something. Axes something. We can touch on that.
We'll get there. But I get a name for him, so we'll get there. Okay, so at the restaurant, trying to feed the child. That was kind of funny. Trying to feed the child. They keep
face hugger.
I know they keep doing those things. They keep throwing little cute moments with him, so I think that's cute. They throw little moments in, like he really is a child, I guess.
For sure.
So they say, okay, we're going. This guy's going to help him. They go on the ship, but then they basically turn on him.
I did not see that coming. I really didn't. I just thought he was a little bit like more of a hard character, going like it's gonna cost you. I thought, okay. I truly did believe that they were bringing and Baby Yoda to a Mandalorian. And okay, sure, they got a sail, whatever. That's the custom, I guess. I was legitimately surprised when they kicked Baby Yoda, and that was what I was referring to earlier. I got triggered. That was
me too.
So surprising. I was shook.
I was like, oh my god! And he went into that, and see, that's what I thought. Creature of the week, like Phil was saying. I thought, oh no, here's another creature again. But it didn't turn into that though. But it's like he's been eaten by the thing. No, like, and then man, I was like, I gotta go and get him. And it's just like, and they trapped them both down. And I was like, wait, what are you guys doing? Those guys were friends. Those guys were helping him out.
It couldn't have been more of a horrific a shot as well. Just seeing this Jaws image, just scoop it up in his pod. And then, I mean, again, he jumps in after, immediately gets locked, and they're just stabbing down. You're like, how is he going to get out of this? He's not going to get out of this.
That's what I thought. I was like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then Ryan, tell him then. What happened next, Ryan?
The Mandalorians come in, man. The Mandalorians are here. I thought we were looking for them all season. I thought we were going to be searching for these guys until episode maybe 6 or 7, maybe even 8. We got them this episode, a trio like no other, led by Bo-Katan, played by Katie Sackhoff. And holy cow, I lost it. Did you lose it?
So what's funny is, I liked the blue outfits. They were kind of cute. I was like, they're blue stuff. They're blue, kind of blue hue to them. But that was kind of different. And I was like, wait a minute, there's more than one. I was like, oh, there's like Los Mandalorians running around. I was getting excited. And they were kicking ass. I'll say ass in my own network. I say ass. They're kicking ass. And that part was fun. And so, and it was like, and they get him out, and he's like the child. It's funny. He's like the child, the groundling, the foundling. They're always doing names for him. But it's like, you have to get, and so it's like, don't worry, I'll do it. And I was like, oh, so they're friendly. And they're friendly Mandalorians. They're going to help. I'm ready to friendly. Them. They're friendly. I was a little nervous. They're friendly.
Yeah, and immediately there's that immediate tension though. I mean, they save him. They save Baby Yoda. Thank God.
Thank God. Right.
And then the helmets come off. They come off, James. The helmets.
Wait, before we do that, so in the chat room, first Michael B says, "Are you kidding me? I did. Homeboy did everything but twirl his mustache." The guy. The creature was helping him. And then Sam brings up, of course, I don't watch wrestling, so I didn't know this. So Sasha Banks is a wrestler, or was a wrestler?
That's right. Yeah, she's a WWE wrestler. We knew she was going to be in this season, but it was just very unclear what character she might be playing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I was like, so she was my exciting part. My exciting part was Katie Sackhoff, which Flobo was the same thing. Battlestar Galactica, other thing, I was huge. I was like, oh my God, it's Homegirl. I love her. Great actress. She was great on that series, that other space series, and played a groundbreaking kind of character on that series. So I was like very happy to see her. I know she's a great actress, and she was a great friend. Well, not friend of me, because they weren't enemies. Like she was a great almost foil to him, because she was just like very direct. And when he questioned her, we get in there. She's Bo-Katan of the Clan Kryze, born on Mandalore. She was born on there. Fought in the Purge. She's the last of the line. So I love that we get a great, like, just a little minor history on her right away.
Right away.
She's like, this is serious. She's like, this suit's been in my family for 3 generations, bitches. She's like, Dad, don't try, no. He's like, we're gonna sue. Again, he's all business, Ryan. All business.
Well, and he immediately assumed, he goes, where'd you get that armor? Because you're clearly not Mandalorian. You took your helmet off. And I mean, this is something that this is where the show just got incredibly interesting on many levels. If it wasn't already interesting enough already. But, this is the first Mandalorian. The Mandalorian we followed, Din Djarin, in this show, is the first type of Mandalorian in all of Star Wars we've seen where it's like, you can't take off the helmet. That's the thing. It's our rule. Whereas every other spot we've seen Mandalorians in Star Wars, like they've taken their helmets off. Now we learn more about that. And it looks like, he is from a different like sect or a different, just maybe form of the religion for Mandalore, not a religion, creed.
She mentioned that.
She mentioned that. And but see, he wasn't aware of that, which is the thing. And this just opens this to so many different possibilities. I mean, they immediately shrug and go, oh, he's from the Watch. And you're like, oh, okay. So clearly they're Mandalorian. They just have different customs. And, if anyone has seen any of the other ancillary shows like Clone Wars or Rebels, this is a character, Bo-Katan, played by Katie Sackhoff, who's popped up in all those. And she's voiced Bo-Katan in Clone Wars and in Rebels. And now she's playing her live action here, which is
very
tremendous.
Cool. Very
she
cool.
Killed it.
They don't always do that. And what you tell you guys, a lot of times they'll have one person do the voice stuff, but they hire someone else to do the actual, if they do a live action version. It happens a lot. I mean, in movies and TV. So good for her.
Good for her. And I mean, and look, just like the character in both animated series, just incredible presence right up top, and just made the show so much more interesting. And, he immediately flies away. They had to go save him again.
That jetpack action, they all had jetpacks. They might just flying everywhere else. I thought of you, Ryan. They're all just flying all over the place. I was like, jetpack city in here. I didn't realize they didn't jetpack that much in the first season, I don't think. I was like, that was kind of interesting. But now they're just flying everywhere. And I was like, this is like crazy. No, but then he was like, bye bitches, and he just zooms off, and that's it. And they're like, but just when he thought he may not need them or whatever, he gets ambushed. And so you're right. This season is very much. I'm really curious about the journey. I'm totally invested. I'm totally invested.
Totally invested.
Will he get there? They do such a great job this season with that. Where you're just like, God, will he get there? It's like every turn is like, come on, like.
I know that we had like an Inigo Montoya squid going like, you killed my brother. Prepare to die, or prepare for your pet to die, and immediate like more Mandalorian just badass action.
They come in
so cool. I mean, this is why we watch the show, people. Like just some of the best sequences. They save him again, and he's now willing to give them a chance and sort of hear them out. Like, okay, clearly they have the warrior chops. Okay, they are Mandalorians. Like, that's what did it for him. And now he's willing to actually have a conversation with them, and they go want to get a drink. And now they're back in and drink at the same diner.
Yes, and they talk about Trask, which is his black market port. The planet is cursed, apparently. There's this whole thing about that. But they want to work together. They need something. So now he's getting roped into something.
Yeah.
To get what he is still. He's on a mission. He's on a mission, Ryan. He has one-minded. His brain is on one thing. So I guess he's like, I'll do what I have to do to get there. Which again, you're invested. You're like, okay, well, let's see what happens this time. They're like, we'll help you to be able to do this. Then we'll help you. Classic. Because
he needs to find a Jedi now. Like, hey, can you tell me where to find some Jedi? And they barter with him that, okay, help us on this mission of ours, and we will give you that information you seek. Which definitely fair. I mean, that's been the theme of this entire season thus far. Him just helping out people.
Ryan. Nothing's for free.
Nothing's for free. That's right. Nothing's for free at all.
No, Ryan. Nothing's for free.
Nothing's for free.
And Mando brings the child to the Frog family.
No,
that was so cute to watch. He's like, "Be good," you know what I mean. A little humor there. Egg. But one of the eggs hatches.
So I know.
Is that a tadpole or a pollywog? What is that?
It definitely. I think it looked like a little bit of both. I saw it was like a grown tadpole. It already had some legs. What I actually found really interesting with that entire storyline, just with Baby Yoda being left with the frog couple, we'll just call them.
Yeah,
it actually reminded me a lot of Chewie with the Porgs in Episode 8, because they're on that planet with Luke.
Yes,
and it's just an Episode 8 comparison. But at first, he's eating the Porgs, he's roasting them over a fire, and then by the end of the movie, he's like vegan with them. He's no longer eating them, and he's friends with them. And I think that's kind of what happened here with Baby Yoda. Like, he's eating the eggs all last episode. Now he's seeing them hatch. He's seeing that how much they matter to the couple. At the end of the episode, he wanted to take one home with them, but getting ahead of ourselves. But it
was cute. But it was cute to see it come to life. It was kind of cute. So the four Mandalorians ambush the ship. It's fun seeing stormtroopers. I always get giddy. I don't know why. It's when I see a stormtrooper or something, and it's like, just like seeing stormtroopers. It's very Star Wars. These are stormtroopers. And those suits are iconic. I mean, it's so, when you see it, it's just like that Star Wars.
Exactly. And cool ship too. Like we've never seen that ship. And also incredible character actor. Titus, I think his name's
Welliver. Yes,
Welliver.
I love him and stuff. Oh, I was like, I saw his face.
So good to see him.
Again, like Katie Sackhoff. I'm like, I know him. He was in Blank and Blank and Blank.
It's Bosch.
Yeah, right, Bosch. Exactly. That's it. Yes, he's so good. I was like, ooh, when I saw him, I go, oh, it's gonna be a good. They don't just throw somebody of that caliber into a show. It's gonna be a good.
He was a great pick. I
agree.
Fits perfectly with Imperial Officer.
Yes,
yeah, I love that.
Those poor two pilots thing. We'll get to it. I had a laugh. I had an unintentional laugh. I'll tell you that in a second. So they're killing stormtroopers. They're trying to get to whatever. Meanwhile, they're trying to keep them out, keep locking things off, and they get trapped in the in the cargo control area. That's where they didn't want them at, apparently. And it was so funny when the other guy's like, we got them trapped, and Ty's like, and where are they trapped? And he's like, he's in the cargo, and all of a sudden he gets sucked out.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, wait, they're where? Immediate ejection. It was almost like a video game. In many respects, like just going each level at a time. I was loving it.
Okay, we'll stop there for a second. Hi, DT Door. It was a fun scene. Michael B has a question for us.
What's going on, Michael B?
Did George? I'll say George. You said Lucas, but did George Lucas ever name Yoda's race?
No,
he didn't.
We still don't know it.
Could it be that since the Force is strong with Yoda types, they are called Jedi?
I mean, I think clearly, like more people than whatever species Yoda is can be Jedi. Yeah. But maybe there might be something to be said about like maybe all beings of that race are Force sensitive because that's all we've seen. So I would be.
Somebody asked for an origin story. There's no origin story. Like we said, we just know they live a long time. That's
the mystery too. We don't know where he came from. Like there's guessing he might be a clone. He might not. Who knows?
They mentioned the female kind of version.
Yaddle, right?
Yeah. So we don't. There's not much. No, they didn't. I mean, they really didn't give him a huge story. I mean, he was part of the movie.
Right. He's in one. He's in fandom.
Right. I mean, yeah. It's just like he didn't really. I mean, they didn't get. I mean, he became popular because of some of the sayings and stuff. But which again is what Star Wars is funny. With any kind of TV show, you never know what's going to be the breakout. Sometimes. I mean, like this season, this series, of course, Baby Yoda becomes a big thing. Like no one knows that. I mean, no one knows what's going to be. So I guess with him, the original story just that he was wise, older. He does come from comes from people somewhere. We just don't really know.
We don't really know. I think that's a mystery, Michael B. That we're going to be. They're very just breadcrumbs along the way.
We should do a Yoda story. Yoda the series. So that would kind of funny. Maybe Yoda the series. I don't know. But yeah, they said okay. Yeah, I don't know anything either. Anyway, so now comes a part that's to me, it's very. I've seen a lot of movies, a lot of stories, but it still worked. The ship is taking over clearly, and then all of a sudden, we see Titus the captain talking to somebody. And I was like, that voice sounds familiar. The way they did it, because it was from behind, and all of a sudden. It comes around. Let me do it for you, and it's Moff Gideon. Wait. Let me do my thing.
Ding, 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 ding.
I was like,
yes,
there he is.
There he is.
My goodness! Because when Homegirl asked for the black saber, I was like, that's right, because he has it. The dark saber, he has it.
That's right, and there's a lot to break down here. I mean, clearly, Moff Gideon. They say a lot of World War II. Similarities like all of Star Wars. I know, big time. But I mean, long live the Empire.
Right, exactly. Yes, like exactly.
And also, the ship's you know what to do. The ship is lost, and he immediately takes out both the pilots.
I'm sorry. That's why I chuckled for me because they looked at each other like they're like shit. And then that was that. And then it was like they just the 90s. He's like bam, bam. I mean, they knew it. They knew. They knew it. They knew like we're dead. We're like, that's it. And that, like the actors like, that's the end of our screen time. We're dead. Okay. And he just tosses the one off to the side, get in the seat to make the plane
threw him off. I mean,
I was just like, but I just chuckled because the way they looked at each other like, gonna die. And I was
die. Yeah. But I mean, and also he provided the information that, oh, they're pirates. The ones that have been doing, robbing a few of our ships. Yeah, it's probably them. So you get the idea that that trio of Mandalorians have been doing this for quite a while, and now this is, hey, we'd rather you take them out here than send him back up.
Yeah, I agree. So he was like, you know what to do, and so he tried to crash the ship, but of course our force stops it from happening. Barely, it's right down to the end. I mean, it's a little cheese, but I loved it. I don't care, I loved it. So that was kind of nice. I mean, it's whatever. So, but anyway,
and not before Mando, like they're cornered. There's all the stormtroopers, and he takes one for the team, just getting obliterated as he runs down the hallway with the 2 grenades. What an awesome scene! I think that also, we're going to learn more between the differences of the 2 clans, but for me, it's beyond clear that at least Din Djarin is way more brave and I think noble than them. Like, he is willing to just do that because that's what needs to be done. Like, they need to get this door, they need to get through there, and everyone's kind of hesitating, like, who's gonna go? What, they're all hiding, like, what are we gonna do? He just goes. He doesn't think, he acts.
He does. That's what he does. He's on a mission, Ryan.
Get a man that acts.
He's on a mission. So I almost say Katie Sackhoff. Bo-Katan, has the captain up there, ready to say, you got to tell me where the dark saber is. Hey, well, I'll let you live. You're gonna lead us. He's like, oh yeah, you'll let me live, but they won't. And then does the old trick, very World War II. We used to have cyanide in their mouth.
The cyanide.
But they had a space version of that, and he kills.
Electrocutes his mouth.
Yes.
Some kind of space cyanide, Star Wars cyanide.
That's why it sucks. That's the way to go.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, okay, so I guess that electrocuted. Cool. All right, yeah, he killed himself. Very, very World War, just a lot of, like, I'm not going to provide any information. They saved the ship, like you said.
They saved the ship. But then they're like, we're going to go. And he's like, I got to get back. Again, he has a mission. So I have to get back to the foundling. I got things I got to do. Right. You're not going to take me with you. He needed to get back. And so, but there was kind of this nice little moment. I guess she takes off the helmet, of course, again. And she tells him this. I wrote it down. I'm make sure I get it correct.
Yeah.
Take the child to the city of Caladan on the forest planet of Corvus. And see Ahsoka.
I got my Ahsoka Tano shirt here. You're looking at the biggest Ahsoka Tano fan
I know you are.
on the planet.
I thought of you. Yes.
I am obsessed. I read the book, James Lott Jr.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay.
There's a novel. She is like my favorite Star Wars character outside of those of the original trilogy. Yes. I'm obsessed with Ahsoka Tano, and I had a feeling we were going to see her this season. I'm all in. I love her, and yes, just to hear the name, we had a feeling she was going to pop up this season, but just to hear the name in this episode, brilliant.
I thought of you. So, another planet. I love all the planets. So we're leaving this and going to a forest planet. I love greenery, so I'm very excited. And they say, of course, and I get a little giddy when they said, "This is the way."
This is the way.
I love that. I just love that. I love when they have the things. Now we're set for another adventure. Like the next thing, they're gonna go off and do their thing again. Hopefully they come back. We love these characters so far this season. Great introduction of characters this season, actually. Some great characters.
I agree. I mean, and again, like we even said this at the top of the show. What was the best thing about this episode was this is an episode that's going to intrigue those who haven't watched the other series to maybe go check them out. Check out a few episodes, see who Bo-Katan is, see who Ahsoka Tano is, learn more about them. And the ones who have already seen those series, it was that much more rewarding and that much more just like freak out, geek moments of, oh my gosh, no way, we're seeing them in live action. No, what? They just said their name. Holy cow. Like it was so rewarding. And then I think just promotes a lot of curiosity for those who haven't seen that. And that was what did it for me. Like that is the stuff that I think, hey, the powers that be, the people in charge really do know what they're doing.
And Jon Favreau, obviously, we have to give him, high holy praise and props for what Dave Filoni, all of them, they're doing. I mean, they really are. Like I said before, crossovers and winks are fine if they really work. They can also not work. They can also distract. They can also take away, subtract from story. they can also seem unnecessary and not make sense in story.
Right.
Not in this series. I mean, in this series, everyone makes sense. The references make sense. You know, everything. It all fits with the timeline. It fits with where they are. You know, the planets make sense. Like everything to me, everything makes sense. And so I appreciate, as a Star Wars, you know, fanatic, as you know, I am, to have these different references coming up in characters, and like it makes sense. And I mean, sometimes it cannot work. And this one, all praise to them. It's working. It's totally working.
All
it's
praise.
Working. It's working. And so I'm very proud of them for what they're doing. They're really making it. They're making it. You know, a lot of folks love universes, so we really feel like this is part of the Star Wars universe. That's what I love about it. But that's what I love about the show. Again, I feel like this. It's not anybody can show up, anybody can come through. A reference can happen. And he's like, from the past, from the future. Like I love it. And that's one of the things I love about the show.
That it's delivering each and every week. This one, I think, more than others. The connections to the old series, just even more mystery. Like, what did happen on the night of 1,000 Tears? Are we going to see that? Clearly, there's some mistrust within some of the clans, and just, you know, tons of other references to the Clone Wars and Rebels throughout.
Yes, it is. And you can watch the Clone Wars and Rebels. They're on Disney Plus. They're there. You can watch them. They're all up. And I never watched Rebels. I don't know if is that a good one.
Great one. Great. Again, talking about that with a few people today. There's some characters mentioned in this episode and scenes that, like, Bo-Katan is in a few episodes of Rebels. Ahsoka Tano, aforementioned. Ahsoka Tano in that series. That was the last we saw of her. So this show is really going to fill in some blanks. Like, where has she been? What's been going on in the time in between? I'm really curious. I can't wait to find out.
A friend of mine got upset because I was correct. They were like, "And where's Boba Fett?" I said, "No, we're gonna stretch it out. We can't. I mean, that was the reveal, and now we're gonna stretch it out. But he'll be back."
Well, James, were you expecting at the end of the episode? I was half expecting to see, after he jumps to light speed, Slave One, like Boba Fett's ship, to just follow shortly after. I don't think he's following him though. No, I think if there is an encounter, if there is a run-in, it's going to be back on Tatooine. I don't think one is pursuing the other. I don't think he's after, like, the Mandalorian because he's got his armor. I think if there is an encounter, it's going to be on Tatooine.
I wouldn't disagree with that completely. I wouldn't. I mean, that's very possible. I just think that I know writing. I know how shows work. You got your taste. That was for you to get your little taste. It's gonna come up. We got another what? 5 episodes left. It's gonna come up.
I can't believe we have 5. Like, these 3 have been money.
I know. This is not fair. It's going by too fast.
Too fast.
I just hope he gets his ship fixed, right? Because that sucks literally on his last leg. It is. I mean, I was laughing when they were showing it. He's like, "I spent 1,000 credits. This is what you guys do for me." Like, it's just little string everywhere. I mean, it made me laugh. So I feel like that's part of the story. That this ship's going to go through a lot of stuff. And that's kind of the comedy of it. But also, it does further story because he has to land on a certain place. It furthers the story also.
Exactly. I think that, you know, there might be a period where he needs money. So, like, one of these final 5 episodes, it might be a side mission. It might be just another adventure of the week, but for him to get more credits because he's spending a lot.
He is.
For the past couple episodes.
He is. But for his child. The child.
That's right.
He's like, he's on a mission, Ryan. I can say it to you. He's on a mission. He has things to do. People to go and places to be. Yes, he does. So I just think it's, again, this season so far, 3 episodes, I'm invested. I'm completely invested. I want to see him get there or not. And half the fun is, Ryan, half the fun is every adventure. It is adventure of the week every week. And I'm not mad at that. I'll take it.
I'm not mad at it either. And, this one I think was, it was a little bit farther from that. We had the adventure, but there was also very much progressing the story. He finally made contact with Mandalorians. Ryan. Yeah.
There has to be, okay, I'm putting this out there, folks. There has to be a climactic scene of Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian too.
Has to be.
But will it be this season?
Well, actually, I'm gonna backtrack a little. I think there will be a scene between them, but this is not the last we've seen of Bo-Katan with Katie Sackhoff, because clearly she's after the dark saber. I don't even know if Mando's aware of that artifact. He probably is. It's an ancient. It's an ancient Mandalorian artifact, and again, with these other shows, we can get into like some fun facts if you'd like. But they do. all right, well, we can dive into some fun facts. The dark saber itself, they explain the backstory of that weapon in both Clone Wars and in Rebels. There are both two sequences where they show the history. It was this Jedi saber that actually Mandalorians, like hundreds of thousands of years prior, fought and stole from the Jedi Temple and just claimed it as their own. So it's now this precious Mandalorian artifact that was indeed like a black lightsaber. Okay. But it is the Mandalorians, and like whoever really wields the dark saber is like the head. They lead Mandalore, which this show is kind of, it's suggested that either that planet's cursed, is no longer inhabitable, and might have been destroyed by Moff Gideon. So, and he has the dark saber right now. So clearly Bo-Katan's after that. So I definitely think they're teeing up an altercation between those two, and I think Mando is gonna be in the middle of them. I definitely think he would side with Bo-Katan, clearly. But yeah, they're definitely teeing that up. They're setting that altercation up, and I wouldn't even be surprised if by the end of this series, Mandalorian or Mando gets that dark saber.
Interesting. Okay. You think it will happen this season?
Not this season. I think that's endgame. So
yeah, I think
so. They say maybe season 3. They're really doing a great job of setting up Moff Gideon as this really evil villain. I mean, from all accounts, I was actually going to ask you this, James. It seems like he is in charge of the Empire. Like, I think,
like right now, yeah, right. Seemingly.
I mean, post Death Star, I think he was the next high-ranking official. Like he is the guy. So, and if he wasn't, I think he made himself the guy. Like,
yeah, I kind of agree with that also.
Right, and they're doing a great job of using him sparingly, and he's just kind of in the background.
Yes,
it makes him all the more sinister.
And the thing is, we never think. I mean, this is again why this series is so great. You never think about anybody below the big ones that all got taken out. It's like there are people who are following them too. So in a way, if they still believe in the cause, they move up in rank. They take over, almost by default. They take over
almost by default.
Right. So it's seemingly, because we don't know for sure, but seemingly he's in charge now.
And he's a Moff. That's one thing we forget. Like in the original Star Wars, there's Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yes.
And he was the one officer that was above Vader. Like Vader was on his leash before he died with the Death Star. So clearly he's the most high-ranking official there. They're doing a great job of setting him up. And I definitely think we're going to get more of him this season. We're going to get some Darksaber, but I would definitely, right now, it just seems like Bo-Katan is after that.
Yes.
That's her goal.
That's what I thought that was interesting when she said that. I was like, oh, I forgot all about the Darksaber until she said, oh. I was like, okay, Bo-Katan. I didn't realize that was still out there. I was like, that's right, it's still out there, and he has it. So
James Lott Jr., I did have some Bo-Katan trilogy trivia. Sorry, rather
a trilogy.
Trilogy. I was just thinking, like the Settlers of Bo-Katan is what I'll call this segment here. So Bo-Katan. Just a quick little news flash history. If you haven't seen Clone Wars or Rebels, this is who she is. All right. So first off, back in Clone Wars, that time, that era, the prequels, her sister, the Duchess of Mandalore, Satine, was the queen of Mandalore. She ran it. She was the head of the whole planet. She was in charge. And she even had a little, dare I say, flirty romance with the one and only Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh.
There you go. Yes. So she is her sister. That's Bo-Katan's sister. Okay. Again, you'll have to watch the show. I'm not going to really spoil it for you. Yeah, but her sister's really no longer in the picture. And Bo-Katan, very different from her sister, way more on the line of the old hard ways. Like she's very much more of a soldier than someone who's interested in politics. And I think you can even see that in this episode. She definitely, I think, was a little jealous and kind of wanted to be like her sister. She does have those leadership qualities. It's just a different approach rather than politics discussion. She's very much through action and violence. So how she knows Ahsoka Tano, the final season of Clone Wars, she actually finds Ahsoka Tano and they have a whole siege on Mandalore. So that is her affiliation with Ahsoka there. She also makes an appearance in Star Wars Rebels, which again takes place right before the original trilogy, still the era of stormtroopers, Darth Vader, and everything. And she actually ends that series with possession of the Darksaber. So now there's more questions. What happened in between the end of Star Wars Rebels and Mandalorian where she doesn't have it and Moff Gideon does? That's your trivia, man.
And actually add something to it now, because now it's like, yeah, how did she lose it somehow? Or come out?
He took it.
He took it from her.
He had to have taken it. He had. I mean, or I think it's that night of 1,000 tears.
All we saw was he had it. I mean, remember
he had it.
He had it. So that was the big thing. It was like, oh, that's right, he got it. So she wants it back.
She wants it back. Get it back. Get it back. We'll see if it happens. Oh, and one last thing. Yes. There's one other Mandalorian character that people thought we were going to get this episode, and she is in Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
And her name is Sabine Wren. Wren. Yes, Sabine Wren is the daughter of someone who became one of the leading clans in the Mandalorians. She's one of the main characters in Rebels. She's very artsy kind of Mandalorian, very like rebellious against just, the prim and proper armor. She spray paints a lot, does a lot of artsy graffiti. She's a really fun character.
Okay.
People were speculating that Sasha Banks was actually going to be playing her. And I think that was a bit of a subconscious, Sasha Banks has purple hair when she wrestles and Sabine has purple hair, so it must be the same. Clearly, she was a different character. In this show, I think her name was Costa Reeves. That was the character she played. So we haven't seen Sabine yet. But the series Rebels ends with Sabine Wren being with Ahsoka Tano. So once Mando finds Ahsoka, if he does, he might also find another Mandalorian. We'll see.
Right, I know.
We'll see.
You have no idea.
We have no idea.
They don't really give much out to anybody. We have to wait every week. I'm like
breadcrumbs.
Oh my God! I'm like, Ryan. Why can I binge watch this? Why I have to wait every week?
It's COVID. No, it was before. It was before that. It was week to week. They just want us to stay subscribed, James Lott. They just want us to stay subscribed.
Ryan, I get it, but still,
it's business.
The question is, could the blacksmith be Sabine?
The blacksmith. Oh, is someone from the chat asking?
Yes, Michael B is. And hello, Laura. Nilsen.
Shout out to Laura.
Shout out to Laura. Go on, Laura, girl. Yes, we love Laura. Come on.
Love Laura.
Could a blacksmith
the blacksmith. I'm lost on who the blacksmith is.
Michael B asked, tell us who the blacksmith is. That was a question he asked. I don't know. So I'm asking you.
Could the blacksmith be Sabine? I don't think we've seen Sabine yet. I also think that the character Sabine, at least in the animated show, clearly was like a character of Asian descent. So I think it's going to be, and again, that is a character we have not heard any casting rumors of. So we might not even get Sabine for all I know. I'm just saying from what the other shows have kind of set up, it'd be great to get her, and I think that'd be a huge surprise for everyone.
Well, I think from season 1. I think
like the Forger, the gold helmet. Oh yeah. I mean, hey, I don't know.
I know. But I think also they don't want to do too many probably references. They probably want to sprinkle it out because they want the show. I'm sure. I mean, I don't work for the show, but I'm assuming they want the show to stand on its own also, so that you don't have to watch all the stuff. It's just like Ryan said, it's stuff to get you to wet your whistle and go, oh, maybe I'll check out this. Maybe I'll check out that. But they want the show to stand alone also. I think too. I mean, I don't know if you agree with that, Ryan. I kind of agree. Like they want both. I mean, they want
that,
both.
Again. I think that is the thing. I think it's very much, hey, if you've watched all this other stuff, it's the more the merrier. But you can get by having not seen it. And I think what's so great about this show, hey, a lot of people, I don't blame you, they're not big fans of animated content. And I think, you might not even give it a chance. But after seeing this show, if you want to learn more about those characters, hey, it's all on Disney Plus. Check out this library. You can now check it all out.
It is.
Wet your whistle.
Wet your whistle. That's an old saying, I know. Laura knows that saying. I'm old, Laura. I know that saying. You know that saying, girl. It's one of those old sayings, but yes. But no, it's one of those things. I think the Mandalorian wants to be its own show, clearly also. But here's some fun stuff they do to add to the universe, which I think is great.
It's great. It's really great. And I think we just this show went next level, I think, this week. It really did. They've been towing the line of like some references here and there, but this really is a continuation of some of the other shows they've done in the past, while also being its own thing. And I think that's why it makes it the most exciting piece of Star Wars content we have right now.
We do. And Ryan's going to explode when Ahsoka Tano comes on screen.
Oh, I'm going to be like a basket case in a good way that week. I'm going to be a mess. Like, people tweet at me just to check in if I'm okay, because I might go outside running, just cheering, rewatching the episode on repeat. I'll be psyched.
Oh my God. I did when they said her name, I thought of you. I immediately thought of Ryan. So they said the name, I was like, there it is. As soon as they said the name, I was like, oh my God, Ryan is going to die.
I'm a big fan. And yeah, I can't wait.
Okay, so why do you like her so much?
Oh my goodness. Again, I highly recommend you guys check out the anime shows, The Clone Wars and Rebels, but this is a character that I think represents a lot, just both in Star Wars, but both in this and in the story. This is a character whose the introduction was in that animated, theatrically released piece of garbage. It was the Clone Wars movie from 2008. I mean, you thought the prequels were bad, which I do. I like the prequels, yes. But this movie was bad. It shouldn't have come out. Apparently it's supposed to be 4 episodes. They just decided to scrunch them together and say, hey, let's just release this. Get what your whistle, so that, hey, we're gonna have a show on Cartoon Network. Check it out. And she was the most annoying character, maybe like next to Jar Jar. No one liked her. Everyone hated this character. She was like the 13-year-old Padawan who's Anakin Skywalker's Padawan. And she just calls him Sky Guy. So annoying, universally panned. But guess what? Throughout the 5, 6, 7 seasons of the Clone Wars, they totally redeemed this character and made her probably the most interesting character of all the shows. I would say that. She, again, Anakin, this is Darth Vader's Padawan. Like, Darth Vader trained Ahsoka. Right. Obviously before he was Darth Vader, he was Anakin. Yeah. There's a really unique storyline, and I'm not going to spoil it, where ultimately she decides to leave the Jedi Order. And it highlighted something. Like, we always look at the Jedi as these like pristine, great figures. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. They made it very interesting. They made it like more of a gray area, and she was still able to do a lot of good. And it was a lot just following her own path. That was her path. And she represents a lot in the Star Wars universe. She represents hope, kind of going your own way, doing your own thing. It's in many ways, it's a lot of like aspects that the Jedi should represent, but they kind of lost their way. And she's just a very pure, caring character who I think values more things like friendship and like relationships with people than a lot of what the Jedi were teaching her. And just an incredible character, and easily just one of the most powerful, I think, female characters in all of Star Wars. Just an overall badass.
They're all, Rosario's going to kill it. That's what they're saying.
She's going to kill it.
Miss Dawson's going to kill it. Supposed to be good. Should be good.
You
guys, that was an hour. That went so fast. I'm by so fast, Ryan. That's why I love doing the show.
Flew by. Light speed.
Yes, it was like light speed.
Light speed.
Yes, it was. Ryan, tell where they can find you if they want.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
Goodness,
you can find me at Ryan Nilsen, RYNILSEN on Twitter, and Ryan Nilsen _ on Instagram. And going to be engineering this show. I'm taking over for a legend, an RB3 on the Schmoes Knows show, SEN, Schmoda Entertainment Network, on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So check that out on SEN. James Lott, where can they find you?
You know you can find me. We're all James Lott Jr. Just Sold at James Lott Jr. on all social. I've been saying it for 5 years. We're James Lott Jr. Just Sold. We're at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms, including TikTok, where I do Star Wars stuff. The Star Wars Army on there. I love you guys and gals. Also, follow Darth Vader Is Your Father, my other podcast, unboxing of the Mandalorian Monopoly game. It's happening next Wednesday. Ryan, you're gonna watch it, Ryan. You're gonna watch it.
Pass go, y'all.
We all gonna watch it. It's gonna be next Wednesday here on JLJ Media. We have over 30 shows from soaps to Star Wars available for you to watch or listen on all streaming services. Hit that like button. Thank you, everybody. They're saying congratulations to you, Ryan, on your show. They're saying in here.
Oh, thanks.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching us and listening to us. We appreciate it. You can get us where all your favorite podcasts are on all the streaming services out there. and on YouTube at JLJ Media. Subscribe, hit that little button. Subscribe, hit the bell. It's like down here. Hit that bell. Hit the. Oh wait, there you go. Hit that bell so you get notifications when new content comes out. It comes out every day.
Every day.
And we love Star Wars. We love Mandalorian. Thanks so much for watching us. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, same host.
Same hosts.